Hey guys, it's Lisa and I am having a deep breathing moment. It has taken me a lot to get to this point of making this video. I really hope that the video comes out because I actually made a video at Thanksgiving and I ended up having all sorts of sound quality issues. I don't know if it was with my phone, but I could not fix it. So I'm really hoping this works. My daughter is running around like a crazy person. I'm hiding in this kind of spare room, our little schoolroom, because the light that I have is too hot for her. I couldn't find my tripod, so I've got my camera propped up on a bucket. But I don't know, with all of this excitement going on over the new Brightline Resume program, I felt really inspired because I can't say that I've fallen off the Brightline wagon because I've been very Brightline, and Brightline has changed my life. It's changed my food addiction. It's changed, I have so much energy and so many things to do that I can do in my spare time now without thinking about food. However, I guess, you know, like Susan Pierce Thompson is a neuroscientist, and I guess we're all scientists in a way, and I really wanted to experiment with some things. I just recently turned 49, which means I am a year away from 50. I'm sure you're able to do that math, but I want to defy the odds. I had kids really late in life. I want to be young, I want to be vital, and so I kind of started doing some research, and I did some research about a raw food diet. I looked at Annette Larkins, Mimi Kirk. I read all the books by Dr. Greger, or I guess I didn't read all the books. I guess I only read one book plus his cookbook, but I watched all his videos. And I was really, so I kind of put together this whole, I really wanted to have a green smoothie every day, and that wasn't fitting in with the Brightline program because they don't really have smoothies. So I ended up just trying a raw vegan diet and not weighing my food. So no flour, no sugar. I kept those lines completely bright, and I don't ever plan to have flour or sugar ever again in my life because I do think it's like crack for me. I do think if I had a Hershey's Kiss or a chocolate chip cookie, I do think one would not be enough. You know, I guess, what do they say? One would be too many and 1,000 would be not enough. So I don't ever plan to have that again. However, I did feel pretty comfortable experimenting with the raw food diet. But what I didn't do was weigh my food. I didn't weigh my food, and I didn't stick to 3 meals a day. I just kind of ate when I was hungry, and I ate only raw foods. And I really, really wish with all my heart that I could be one of those vegans, like those vegans, the ones who just start eating raw food and then they lose 30 pounds because they just ate raw food. And that wasn't me. And I had a super healthy diet before, don't get me wrong. I mean, after going Brightline, you know, I only ate vegetables and protein, and yeah, like my big treat for the day was like a banana. So it's not like I was this big, crazy, horrible eater, but I changed out the cooked food. I took out any of my vegan proteins and just kind of replaced that with raw foods, raw vegetables and stuff. And I did allow myself to have some nuts. I did allow myself to have some dates, but not in excess. But I was not losing weight, and I was feeling like really bloated. And I've maintained a 28-inch waist this entire, like pretty much since I reached my no longer being overweight. I have maintained a 28-inch waist, and I noticed from the bloating of just having all those vegetables in me, I was starting to measure a 29. So as much as I kind of didn't really want to, I went back to weighing my food. And I went back to 3 meals a day. I started yesterday, and I honestly feel amazing. I feel super hungry, but I feel amazing. But I have so really what I concluded from all of this and this experiment is that I know I have a problem with sugar and flour, so I no longer eat sugar and flour. But what I didn't know that I would have a problem with was my portion distortion and my portion control, even of super healthy, super low calorie foods. I was managing to overeat, be, gorging and feeling crazy full on fruits and vegetables. And granted, those go through you really fast, and so you don't feel that fullness like 45 minutes later, but that means you can have another green smoothie. So I was kind of just doing that. I was having the raw foods just constantly all day, and I was feeling super gassy, super bloated, and I just wasn't feeling good. And I know you're supposed to feel good, but what it just really clarified for me was that no matter what, now that my food addiction to sugar and flour are being taken care of and I just don't have those anymore, I still have a little bit, and maybe a lot, of a food addiction to portion control or lack of portion control. And even with super healthy foods. So I've started weighing my food again. I feel amazing. And let's see. So I will let you guys know how it's going. So 3 meals a day, back to that, weighing my food. The one thing that I have changed, because I really did want to, you can put a lot of stuff in a smoothie. I really did want to continue on my amla powder, which is Indian gooseberries, and that is it's an antioxidant that Dr. Greger recommends. I also wanted to continue with my astragalus. It's supposed to lengthen your telomeres, and I figure it's non-invasive, it can't hurt, but I wanted to continue with those things in my smoothie. So what I have done is I've been making a huge green smoothie, and instead of, and of course it has spinach, and it has all my little supplements and happy stuff in it, but it also has bananas and mangoes and strawberries and pineapple and stuff like that in it. Although it is about 2/3 greens, it's about 1/3 fruit. So what I have been doing is during the 2 meals that I get of fruit is instead of measuring out 6 ounces of banana or 6 ounces of berries, I have just been measuring out 6 ounces of smoothie. And so I guess like I'm 2 days in. I will do an update about where I am, if I've lost any weight. I will do a quick note about if I've lost any weight in a week, and or maybe 2 weeks. I'll let you know. I kind of prefer 2 weeks because that gives you time to like really see results. But yeah, that's the only change I've made. Other than that, I'm back to my original bright line. I'm having my 1 ounce of Triscuits, my 4 ounces of hummus, and then my 6 ounces of green smoothie for breakfast. And then at lunch, I'm having some sort of, mix of vegetables or whatever. I am just trying to make sure I have a green smoothie and I have raw food with every meal to make sure, but that's already bright line. You're already having a salad usually with every meal. One of the things I learned when I was doing a lot of research on aging is that your body stops making enzymes after the age of 35. And that's why it's really important to have the raw food. So I'm just really trying to make sure that I have the raw food with my cooked food, because the raw food and the overindulgence in raw food was definitely not good for me. So my quick note on weight loss before I go is I have not weighed myself since I went to the doctor that time. I had strep throat, and they told me that I was of a normal weight, that I was no longer overweight. The feeling was amazing, and my feeling of not being attached to my scale is amazing. And so I have just basically been using my measuring tape. And like I said, I noticed that my 28-inch waist went up to a 29-inch waist when I was doing the raw food, and then it quickly kind of started going down after a day or two of not eating in excess and not having the bloating. So I am back to just, I'm only using measuring tape. Now, when I got married, I had a 25-inch waist, which means that even though I am technically not overweight, I would really like to lose 3 more inches, which I think for me equates to about 20 pounds. But I am not going to weigh myself. But I will let you guys know what my inches are in about 2 weeks. Well, on my 2-week wait, so let's see. So I started this, I basically started yesterday. So, and then today, it's the end of the day. I've already had my dinner. So it's the end of the day, and so it's been 2 days. So I will let you know next Wednesday what the results are of being back on track. So I'm super excited about the Resume program, and I will give you my thoughts in another video about why in the past I haven't watched anything about resuming or what to do after a binge or anything like that. But that is a whole other subject. So this was actually a big step for me to kind of read about it, watch a video, and kind of get my head around it, because I have some of my own hangups about that whole concept. So that is for another video. Anyway, guys, I am hoping to be back more regularly. I realized kind of what has happened that has really, I didn't realize what had happened and why I had stopped making videos. And it's kind of something crazy that I didn't realize. So my kids play this game on the computer and they get 30 minutes every day after they practice piano. And my phone is one of the only things that runs it. Well, one of the times that I used to make videos was when my kids were with my husband and I would use my phone to make a video. My phone is now being used during that downtime. So I am going to be doing something about that. Just in general, I miss my phone. And so I'm going to be kind of fixing that situation, but it's kind of weird how that crept up on me, because now that I realize it, I'm like, holy cow, I thought it was my mother-in-law's death and our travel and things like that. We're shopping for a house. I thought it was that. I'll have to do a whole video on house shopping. My good gravy, that is a whole thing. I am so... Yeah, I'll do a video about that. I'll do videos of us looking for a house. And so you can just see like the whole, what looking for a house is just, well, you've probably been through it. Anyway, this is what, our third or fourth time. We had this rental in between because we didn't know where we wanted to buy or what we wanted to do. Now that we know what we want to do, it's really hard to find that perfect thing because we've kind of been waiting for this moment to buy. So anyway, I digress. I will talk to you guys soon. I'm going to deprive my children of video games and take control of my phone. And I will talk to you soon. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.